Hello, dear traveler. Today I would like to tell you about working with intention, intentions in general, and what does that do for me, or how do I work with it. So, intention was something what I didn't really like in the past. I was like I didn't also like goals, or I didn't like anything what I was like bound to, or because I was perceiving it as that if I kind of say it out or bring it into the conversation, I'll be bound to it and I'll have to do it. I'll have to deliver. So that's why I didn't like that. I was trying to keep my freedom, but in that I wasn't free, because I was thinking that if I say some word, that it must be that way. And there's this saying, I think, in Czech about it, like the promises needs to be like kept, and that's how I was interpreting it. That I've promised something and now I need to do it, regardless how I feel, regardless if things around me changed. I still have to do it. So I didn't like to do any of these for a long time, but recently I've kind of rediscovered intention, and I've kind of reframed it. And the way how I work with it, it is not a goal, it is not a destination, it is not anything to do. It is basically just an anchor. It is like a point. It is something to go back to if I get lost or confused, or I don't, know what's going on, or what I want to do next. So, like, it's really good for me to use like one word intention, sometimes two. I'm trying to set it for every single day, because every day is different. And so, for example, it can be my intention can be self-compassion, or it can be curiosity, or it can be connection, it can be joy, it can be friendship, it can be like anything like that, what you feel like you want to, what feels important in the day, something what you want to remember, and kind of align your actions with the day. Basically, like when you get lost or trapped or something feels weird, you can be like, what was my intention today? For example, you're talking to a friend or talking to a partner, and suddenly it gets icky, and it gets like very uncomfortable. So you can just take a breath, take a pause, and be like, oh, what was my intention today? It was connection. So what's happening here? Is this connective? Do I feel connected with the other? And do I feel actually now connected with myself? Am I connected with my emotions? So it is just an anchor. It is nothing to tell you, you have to do this and this. It is kind of like a guide. It's almost like a unachievable thing. Connection. There is no point of connection you can achieve. It's kind of like endless. You can be connecting thing endlessly. You can have an endless joy. You can have a endless self-compassion, or you can have endless self-acceptance. So I really like these. In Czech it's called záměr, and I'm really happy I'm using this word now in Czech, not because intention can be in Czech like jaké máš úmysly. And that's when you kind of say that, I have it somehow connected that there is something, somebody's questioning, like if you are good or bad. So it is really here important, what meaning do you give to the word, which comes again from here. So it is all in your power. So back to the intentions, really helpful tool. Play with it, do whatever you want with it, describe it however you want. It needs to work for you, but it is really helpful to have some type of anchor or something to come back to when the things get confusing, when the things don't feel right. And then you can just quickly recall it and be like, oh, is my action or is my experience aligned with this thing? And if not, it's all okay, but then you can take an action to align, or maybe even remove yourself, get a space, do something rejuvenating for yourself, so you can reconnect again with your intention, or kind of start walking in that endless direction. So hopefully that gave you anything, and if it didn't, that's all fine. Again, mainly making this memo for myself if I will ever need to remind myself about intentions. I am at this beautiful place by River Sazava again. It's just magical. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a beautiful day, as usual, wherever you are, whatever you do. And bye bye.